John chapter 20 is the next to last chapter of the four Gospels. What a great time it has been studying the earthly life of Jesus. Before we get into the topic of the day, rituals, let's take a short journey into the first 5 books of the Old Testament: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. These 5 books gave God's chosen people laws to live by, and there were a lot of laws. By following these laws, the covenant God made with his people would remain intact. Slowly, however, these laws became rituals. Some of the rituals signified the completion of a task, and others set a message. Nowadays, as back then, we all have rituals or traditions, especially around the holidays, birthdays, and the ceremonial taking of Holy Communion. One ritual God's people made sure they performed correctly was the preparation of a deceased person's body for burial. Part of the process included making sure the burial took place within a certain time, that the body was wrapped in linen, that the spices were added, and that the tomb be new and unused. I'm sure that there was more that we could add to this process, but you get the picture. After Pilate had confirmed that Jesus was dead, he gave permission to Joseph of Arimathea to bury the body. Nicodemus helped Joseph, and they placed Jesus in Joseph's new tomb, wrapped in linen with spices. A stone was then rolled in place to cover the opening. Mary Magdalene had watched all this take place on the day of preparation. When the Sabbath was over, Mary Magdalene and Mary, mother of James and Salome, went to the grave with spices that they had prepared. When they arrived, the stone had been rolled away, and the body of Jesus was not there. Mary Magdalene ran and told Peter and John that the tomb was empty. Not believing her, Peter and John ran to the tomb and discovered that the stone, in fact, had been rolled away. Peter looked inside and saw the burial linen, but no Jesus. The burial cloth that had been wrapped around Jesus' head was laying folded on the ground away from the linen. Peter, being so upset at not knowing where Jesus was, ran away, not thinking about what he had just seen in the tomb. You're probably thinking, what did he see? Let's go back to the rituals of that time. When there was a feast being prepared, the servants made sure that everything was in order and in the right place. As the master and guests sat down, there were no surprises. Once the master finished eating, he wiped his hands and wadded up the napkin and placed it on the plate. This was the signal that the servant could start cleaning the table. If, for some reason, the master had to leave the table before he was finished, he would fold his napkin and place it on the plate. Seeing the folded napkin, the servant knew that his master was not through, and that he would return to finish the meal. How great a message did Jesus leave us, that he is not finished and he will be returning, and all through the ritual of the folded napkin, reflected there in the empty tomb. I hope everyone has a great day. God bless. Be safe. Be well.